scream bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
Hi everybody, it's Paul from Gauntlet Comix. Today is Friday, February 14th, 2020. Happy Valentine's Day. I'd like to especially say Happy Valentine's Day to my wife, Sheila. You're incredible. Thank you very much for everything you've done for me in my life and letting me pursue my dream of collecting the comics I love and reselling them and working towards our goal of getting this business started. So first off, for our Eye for Indies, yeah, I'm actually here Friday. I've been so behind on everything. Once again, real life catches up to you, and I fall behind. So thanks for hanging in there, all my subscribers. I want to give you some great content. But to start off, just want to take a moment to recognize Mr. Ethan Van Sciver. Cyberfrog Bloodhoney #1 finally hit Key Collector Comics. If you don't use Key Collector, you might want to check it out. It's a great app on your phone where you can find out your key issues, and they actually provide you space to store and list your key issues so you can look them up. Also create a want list, etc. But anyways, Cyberfrog Bloodhoney #1 finally made it. Right now, the low on it's $4, mid is $12, and high is $45. The notes on it are Indiegogo campaign, continuing the creator-owned adventures of Cyberfrog by Ethan Van Sciver. Launched in 2018, the Cyberfrog Bloodhoney crowdfunding campaign raised nearly $700,000. So good job, Ethan. You're really helping the independent movement, as well as Comicsgate, of course. So keep up the great work. We can't wait to see the second book. So today we're going to discuss the recent giant blip on the radar of Star Wars by Dark Horse Comics. This series and all the series and the pretty much all the limited series they had have sort of been under the radar. A lot of collectors don't give Dark Horse Star Wars enough credit because of the Marvel continuity. So a lot of collectors see this Star Wars being out of continuity. Well, recently, because of the Mandolorian and Baby Yoda, new fans are coming on board. Old fans of Star Wars are getting reinterested because it's such a great series. I watched it, I loved it. And what that's done with the announcement of the second season coming of Mandalorian is it's pushed continuity in Dark Horse to a whole new level. So people are starting to pay attention to it. So I wanted to start out by talking a little bit about Dark Horse. I've always been a big fan of Dark Horse and their licensing. They started out in 1986. It started out with Mike Richardson in Milwaukee, Oregon. He had a comic book store called Pegasus Books in Bend, Oregon in 1980. And he saved up enough funds to start Dark Horse Presents. Within 1 year of its first publication, you ready for this? He had 9 new titles. There were Hellboy, The American, The Mask, Trucker, and Black Cross. Frank Miller's Sin City is one of the most famous works associated with Dark Horse. And it became something of a signature comic to the publishing house. They also established a reputation for publishing licensed works such as Aliens, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Conan, and Star Wars. And I didn't realize how big Dark Horse has become over the years. They've always been one of my favorite independent publishers. And now I see, wow, they got Dark Horse Magna, Maverick, DH Press, M-Press, Dark Horse Digital, DH Deluxe, Kitchen Sink. I collect a lot of Kitchen Sink and Burger Books. So, and then of course they have different television shows. They have just been amazing. Of course, their key people on here, Mike Richardson, Mike Mignola, I always mess that up, Hellboy fame, Frank Miller, Eric Powell from The Goon, Josh Whedon, Buffy the Vampire Sweden, Jeff Darrow, Hardboiled, Mike Aldred, Madman, and then, of course, Stan Sakai, Usagi Yojimbo. So they've had some great titles and imprints that have come over from them, publishing them. But Star Wars, once again, has always seemed to fly under the radar. And I've never understood it because there's some gorgeous books. There's some great writing in them. Just amazing, amazing stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few of these books. I have some that I had put aside just for this so you can see exactly what you're dealing with and exactly what they look like. And maybe you'll be in the same position as I am with wondering, why aren't these more popular? Well, we know the answer. The answer is because they're not in the continuity of Marvel. Because Marvel, there's been a lot of going back and forth between Dark Horse and Marvel. I think another publication was involved too with Star Wars. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. So I'm going to start out with Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron, The Rebel Opposition, written by Stockpile, penciled by Barron, and colored by Nunez. Look at this cover. It's amazing. All their covers, for the most part, if you go through, except for maybe this one. I found one that wasn't. But this is classic Star Wars, the Vanderhelm mission. They're all painted. And they're gorgeous. Look at this. Star Wars. Sorry, I goofed up. This is the one I wanted. Star Wars Dark Empire 2 by Tom Veidt and Cam Kennedy. I mean, just look at this painting on this. I'm going to try to bring it in a little closer for everybody. Gorgeous, gorgeous covers. Most of these came out in the 90s. And I got to say, Dark Horse was always ahead of their time. And I have a few of their Alien versus Predator lines, too. Once again, absolutely great quality. I'm just waiting for that one to pop at some point. But as we know, quality doesn't always dictate the market. Well, it should, but not always. Here you have Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, the Sith War. I mean, just incredible, incredible art. And Star Wars number 5, Dark Empire Dark Empire 2, Lando and C-3PO on the cover. And that takes us back. So that's the one thing that I couldn't believe. I got this with my 90s haul. If you haven't seen those videos, I show off my haul that I got. It was a massive haul. And I did it all to music. See the link up above? Should be like right over here for the playlist. So let's take just a quick peek in here. I'm not going to bore you, but I want to give you an idea of how beautiful these are. Dave Dorman did the cover art. That doesn't surprise me. Dorman's amazing. Look, starts out just like the Star Wars movie. Look at the interior art on this. It's really good. And the stories are always excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Love this. Gosh, this is almost going to turn into a geeking out episode. Do I have to start a Star Wars fever now? Just kidding. I have enough I could. But I haven't read them all. But the ones I have read, I've just been totally impressed. I mean, these things are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. That wash on there. Incredible. Just incredible. Let's just take a quick pick at the Rebel Opposition. We'll also look at the classic one, too. Look at that. Panel layout is awesome. Chewbacca. So, once again, I am left scratching my head, wondering all these years why these books flew under the radar and collecting in back issues. Just didn't understand it. I mean, the fan base is huge. You'd think that it would have popped. Well, it finally did. If you haven't checked out The Mandalorian, you want to do it. Great, great series. So this is the Star Wars classic. I'm missaying this, but Vanda Helm Mission. Script by Archie Goodwin, Al Williamson on art, Ed King on lettering. Al Williamson did the cover art, and of course James Sinclair, there's a name, on colors. Look at this. It's definitely classic. Love the style. Look at that spread. Millennium Falcon. I mean, just really, look at the detail on this. Absolutely great detail. And then we'll just take another quick peek. Once again, I just love this cover. I find myself staring at it. I'm getting ready to bag and board these and possibly put them up for sale. And I just keep staring at that cover. Dave Dorman, once again. Same format. And you get right into this. Amazing coloring, amazing work. Inking is on point. So I don't know. I just don't understand why it took so long. Well, I do know why. Cultural phenomenons. Blurb on the cultural screen. As we all know, Star Wars fans have been feeling a little let down by activities going on within the Star Wars or Lucasfilm's camp, as well as The Last Jedi just totally turning people off. Mandolorian brought all the old true believers up to date and got their confidence back up. Everybody's itching to see number 2 in October, season 2. Baby Yoda grabbed the attention of new people. So it's just really catapulted the Star Wars series by Dark Horse and to the attention of collectors. And the prices are going up on them. So if you have these stashed in your long boxes and you're thinking of reselling or, reselling them or buying some more, now is the time to do it before it gets way too heated. I imagine as we get closer to October, these books are going to go up in price. That's just my thought on it. So, that's all I got to say. Actually, dwelling a little bit more on the cultural phenomenon side of things, you see this repeatedly with independent comics, where somebody puts out a great piece of work like Sin City, it flies under the radar for a few years, and bam, it's all of a sudden it's out there. Imagery's all over the place. It's in different comic books. It's even getting adapted into different movies. You can see the influences. Hellboy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I could go on with the list where, things just fly right under the radar. Something culturally happens that renews the faith or grabs people's attentions, and all of a sudden you've got a book that's worth $1,000. The indie market can be really strange sometimes. I'm telling you, it's been around forever, and it keeps surprising people and influences the big two. And, it's just a great part of the hobby that I enjoy, the indie market. That's why I make this series. I have Eye for Indies. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, and share. If you're new, check out some of my other playlists. Everything's in chronological order, so you can see it from episode 1 to what have you, whether it be Eye for Indies, Hulk Vereen Devil, or Hulk Fever. I got them all there for you. So thanks once again for watching, and we'll see you next Thursday for Hulk Vereen Devil Fever. I just posted one yesterday. I'm starting to get back on track now, and I want to be spitting out some more content for everybody to enjoy. Have a great day.